Lonzo Ball, ZO2, the Chino Hills prodigy, is back. Make no mistake about the situation. And clearly, you see him building a bond with the rookie, Montez Buzelis. We're going to get all into it, ladies and gentlemen. Montez is the truth. The Chicago Bulls haven't been this excited for a rookie, and Lord knows when. Lonzo Ball really has the power to single handedly unlock the game of Montez Buzelis. Montez Buzelis, in my humble opinion, really fell into, I would feel, is the best situation for him. Lonzo, we don't know exactly what's going to happen or what's going to take place with Lonzo Ball, but I do know for a fact that is a possibility that he could be coming off of the bench, and if that was to take place, that would be very unfortunate for Lonzo Ball fans, but Lonzo Ball is dealing with something, significant. This has never been done before. This is bigger than a sprained ankle. You understand? No player has come back from this situation that Lonzo is about to do. So Lonzo could be spending a lot of time. As I was watching, the training camp, I see Lonzo a lot with the second unit. You understand? I see him maneuvering a lot with Montez, even though we don't know exactly what the roster is going to, take hold of shape. But, they did get Josh Giddey. I would think they brought Josh Giddey so Lonzo Ball didn't have to come back and it's all on Lonzo. Save us, Lonzo. Get us back to where you were. What I will say about this team already that I feel, didn't exist, in years prior, I believe the IQ level has risen. Obvious. I know. I heard Magic Johnson say loud and clear that there's no point guard in the NBA with a higher IQ than Lonzo Ball. You understand? So clearly, this guy Magic Johnson knows a little thing about basketball. So now you bringing him on. Josh Giddey, like I said, I'm on record of saying Josh Giddey is a poor man's Lonzo Ball. You understand? So you're going to have a lot of playmaking from the first unit to the second unit, really just about at all times. The Chicago Bulls, they did a good job, with this draft pick. They could have went in a multitude of directions. Nobody really expected him to even fall. Montez Buzelis, he was the number 11 pick in the draft. A lot of people feel like that basically, maybe he should have fell a little earlier. I look at the Hornets. They had that pick. What happened? Because now you have this guy. What is my T-Jan? He's a great player. Well, he's a good young player. But, when you got guys that are NBA ready, especially with a team, teams that may have been looking to compete, he really fell in the lap of the Chicago Bulls. He was very emotional when he was drafted. So, he's going to bring the intensity. The Bulls have a lot to prove, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulls have been on treadmill for a very long time. They just been in collapse mode, y'all. Zach LaVine has a lot to prove. They got him on every trade rumor in the book. It's getting filthy for Zach LaVine the way they're doing him. They're going to put Zach LaVine out, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls, change has to come. And you cannot continue to roll out the same roster, and expect different results. Clearly, that three superstar tandem they thought they had with DeRozan, with Zach, and Vooch, it just wasn't working. You need a facilitator in there to make everything work. And deep down, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, I don't think was the best of buddies. They made it work, but I think they would have loved to have been parted ways from each other, similar to the DeJounte situation and Trae Young. It's very interesting to see, in my humble opinion, because there's a lot of decisions that's going to have to be made this upcoming year with Chicago, because what if they have to trade Zach? I mean, I think that's key. Zach LaVine could very well be on the move, and it's going to be crazy. why would he even want to remain there? He's going to get to the point. What if he just openly comes out and says, I want to trade? Obviously, that would cripple the organization, in terms of maneuvering him, because, you basically lose all trade value when a superstar does that, or a star. And they are trying to, survey the waters. Yeah, but it's going to be tough. I mean, a lot of teams could use Zach, but I'm pretty sure what are they looking back in return? It's crazy. To be honest with you, man, the Bulls are headed for a rebuild. I think that they got these veterans here just to kind of get this young group, just get them ahead of speed. You got Lonzo there. He could talk to the young guys. You got Zach. Maybe he could continue to nurture some of the other players that's there. Who knows? Maybe Montage goes into that guy who puts up, that amount of shots and things of that nature. So I think that the veterans are going to prep for the younger guys to take the stage. And it is what it is at the end of the day. I just think that once you maneuver a Zach, once you maneuver a Vooch, I just think that Lonzo is just going to get tired in the middle of it, because he is, to me personally, one of the last guys. That three is the last, to me. Once they let go of DeMar, they came together. Now, I know DeMar came out of nowhere. Pause. Nobody thought that he was going to be a member of the team. At first, they thought it was just Lonzo and Zach, the UCLA connection. That's what was sold to us, but now you see Montage Buzelis, and Kobe White and these guys. Clearly, they selling something else, in my humble opinion. I think that the Bulls, and this draft is loaded, so it's kind of going to be a tough situation if they have to maneuver, in my humble opinion. But this guy Buzelis is an NBA product, man. This guy chose to play professionally for the G League Ignite instead of going to college. He received offers from schools like Kentucky, North Carolina, Wake Forest, Florida State. The list goes on. It's crazy, what's going on right now in Chicago, because I think that a lot of questions need to be answered. What's going to happen with Billy Donovan? Is he just going to survive all of this? Because he was a part of it too. And I know the players get a lot of the flack, but Billy has been probably the most protected coach, in the NBA. They've been in a tough spot. I guess he could continue to bank on the injuries. He didn't have a healthy team, this, that, and the third. But, the Bulls should have never been, as bad as they were. You have Vooch, you got DeMar, you got Zach. Why couldn't that have worked? I would have liked for them to bring another voice in before they decided to, just let everything go. Because I think another coach could have really brought that into fruition. But we'll never know. I'll leave it at that. Lonzo Ball is back, y'all. I'm just going to call it how I see it. Y'all better buckle up. Montage Buzelis. He's going to be cooking. The Bulls is back. You got preseason. I believe they starting this Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. We going live. It's Flight Sports TV.